Alright, so here we go. This is game number 1 in the round of 8 quarterfinals of the PMS H2O Diamond Masters Grandmasters Weekly number 12. A match between H2O Kifire and Rats Hammy. I'm not sure if he's the guy from last week that said that he's not actually with Rats, so I'm going to have to ask him in chat. I know there was somebody that said that their team name is not still their team. So they were like, don't say anything about my team. I was like, alright.
If only there was clan support, we wouldn't have those problems. Alright, and it looks like Kifire, the blue Protoss player, is going to be spawning in the bottom left-hand corner on MLG Tal'Darim Altair, and Rats Hammy, the yellow Terran player, is going to be spawning in the top right corner. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Just want to verify.
Nope. Looks like they are not active anymore. And Kifire throwing down 9 pylons, sending out the probe scout. And there's the 10 depot at the front.
Alright, so, leader of Mines of Moria. Okay, so it looks like a modified clan war here going on between our two players. Kifire obviously being one of our lovely pro players of the PMS H2O team. And Hammy being the leader of, what was it again? Mines of Moria.
A Lord of the Rings reference, I believe.
No, I wouldn't know that. I'm not a super geek. So
no, just a regular geek.
Yeah, that's right. So we see the probe from Kifire going out. I've recently, I've spoke to Kifire about his matchup PVT on Tal'Darim, and he said one of the hardest things as Protoss is not being able to scout fast enough and not being able to see what exactly the Terran player is going to do. And he said that's one of the hardest things because if he doesn't scout early enough, he won't be able to react in time. But so he was able to get the second scout here. So he does see that they are cross position. He does see the 1 barracks and no gas. So right now he's probably going to be assuming a 1 racks expand. And from Kifire we do have the gateway down and the cybernetics core. So we'll see.
Yeah, 1 gas down. So nothing. A lot of opportunity, a lot of options here. That lack of second gas isn't going to tell Rats Hammy a lot. Doesn't know if it's a tech build. I mean, a 4 warp gate build is a possibility, but considering we saw the chrono boost on that Nexus, and I think it was a 12 gate, probably not going to be seeing that. But we do see the energy being built up on the Nexus right now, up to 50, and chrono boosting the warp gate technology.
He's actually chrono boosting Zealot and the Stalker out as well, so probably just going to go and get a scout around, make sure that SCV is out of his base so that he can go whatever tech he wants. It does look like Hammy actually going for that 1 racks expand, like I had said. Interesting for him to put down that gas, even though he's going for an expansion build, but I guess he does want to get that tech lab. Oh, reactor. So getting a reactor instead. So going to be able to get a double pump out those Marines, and looks like Kifire also going for an expansion as well, going for a 1 gate expand. So both players opting to go for a pretty economical build. The Stalker and Zealot are out, going to be able to chase down this SCV, and Hammy throwing down a bunker at the front, so this Stalker and Zealot will be easily thwarted away, and we'll not have to worry too much about that.
Yeah, important thing to note. Kifire managed to kill that STV before he made it up the ramp, so he actually is not aware of that expansion timing yet. I'm sure he presumes that his opponent's going to expand as quickly as possible, but the timing is going to be a mystery to him. And it looks like we have a second bunker going down at the natural. He wants to be very protected.
Yeah, as well as 2 more barracks. So now Kifire's units are moving up the ramp. They do see the bunker, they do see the expansion, so he is aware that they are both on even footing when it comes to the expansion, so he should be feeling pretty comfortable. I'm not too familiar with the Protoss versus Terran. All I know is that Ghosts are kind of OP. That's the only thing I get out of Protoss versus Terran. However, with
Well, they did decrease the radius.
yeah, with the recent patch, the EMP radius has been decreased. I don't know the exact numbers, but from what I hear, it's a significant decrease when you actually look at it.
25% down to 1.5 from 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
It's pretty big.
yeah, so they say that even like the actual like when you visually see the radius, it is significantly different. So yeah, will maybe be seeing that later on down the line in this game. Hopefully, for Kifire's sake, we don't. But yeah.
Now, this is a real interesting. We've got a 4th Rax going down, 2 tech labs and a reactor. Definitely going to be seeing some Marines and Marauders coming out now. Marauders going to be great against these Stalkers. And one bunker is full. And Kifire coming up to make a push.
Yeah, it looks like he's looking to make a push here. But I don't really think he's going to have much success with that. As this bunker is full of Marines, and those SCVs are ready there to prepare to repair it. So looks like Kifire making another warp in. I'm not too sure if he's going to continue to push here. We do look at the army supply. It is in favor of Hammy, so probably going to expect to see Kifire just, maybe just keep some pressure on him. But I don't think he's going to really continue too much of this. Although there are 4 warp gates, and Rover facility is down. But the Stalker's going to poke up, try and maybe snipe out a couple of Marines. Almost loses that Stalker there. The concussive shells for Hammy just finishing at that point in time. So
yeah, and that's going to be the signal to pull back for Kifire.
Yeah, as soon as he saw that concussive shells, he realizes he will not be able to engage these Marauders head on. As Marauders versus Stalkers. Marauders do beat Stalkers 1 versus 1, but especially with that concussive shells because the Stalker cannot kite them. So.
Right. And it looks like we have the double forge going down, 2 more gateways, and the Robo Bay is just about to finish. There it is. And are we going to see that chrono boosted observer? Yep, there it is.
Yeah, and so as we were talking about the EMP being nerfed in the latest patch, there was also a bit of a buff to Protoss in the fact that now the forge upgrades for Protoss, the level 2 forge upgrades, level 2 and 3 rather, forge upgrades are all significantly cheaper. Now on par with the rest of the race's upgrade costs. So you may say it's a buff to Protoss, but I think it was necessary. From what I hear around the forums, everybody's saying that it was a necessary decrease in the cost, and Protoss needed it because they just were not able to keep up with the upgrades. It's already bad enough that their units cost so much that now their upgrades have to cost more as well, so it just wasn't fair.
Yeah. So looking at the turn base, there's a starport now with a reactor on it. He's going to be pumping those medevacs 2 at a time, stimming the combat shields. Research are about done. Looking at Kifire's base, Twilight Council's down.
Yeah, and actually the Templar Archives is starting just now as well, right behind the
there it is.
line. So yeah, I mean, basic unit composition for the Protoss player here. You want to get those High Templar out. Oftentimes you do see, going for High Templar rather than the Colossus, as High Templar are much better against this bio-based army. And you do see Hammy is moving out now with a large force, a lot of Marines there. Combat shield just finishing, stim as well. Look at the army supply is 60 to 43 in favor of Hammy. Worker supply is a little bit in favor of Kifire, 57 to 44.
Not only that, but I think by the time Rats Hammy's army gets down here, the +1 upgrades are going to be finished for Kifire, and I don't see any engineering bays down for Rats Hammy.
Well, there is at least one because infantry weapons is on the way. There's an Archon being morphed in right now. There's no ghosts in the army, so right now Kifire should feel pretty comfortable. But yeah, here we go. The units from Hammy going to move up the ramp, and should expect to see them stim as soon as possible. The charge is not near done yet. It's got about 50 seconds left, but really good point just blocking all those Marines and Marauders back. Gonna let those zealots be able to attack them, and good pickup there by Hammy, picking up half his army to move them away from those force fields. But a really good defense from Kifire. actually pushing the... Nope, actually evening out the army supply. However, the army supply by his base is significantly smaller than his actual army supply. So yeah, Kifire just running around, going to try and want to snipe these medevacs, but unfortunately they are just a little bit faster than the Stalkers. So, looks like they may be able to make their way into the main. So the Stalkers do not have blink right now. So these medevacs will be able to get in there without a problem. It looks like he's going to drop them right on the mineral line. The probes are getting cold. He does not want to lose those probes, and
got 3.
Going to stim up and try and kill out some of these tech structures. Going to focus down. Oh, actually, no focus on anything, and looks like Kifire is going to be in a really good position right now. Going to kill out. Oh, wow!
Everywhere.
Awesome feedback. Able to kill off almost every single one of those medevacs, leaving one with 1 HP and 3 Marines. So,
yeah, that medevac's going to run back and just have to get healed, and it looks like we have 2 more coming, but no units in those.
Yeah, that was clutch timing, perfect timing for those High Templar to come out, and yeah, really, really good play on Kifire's part, hitting that feedback, and a couple of medevacs are being rallied into the back of Kifire's base, but they are empty, so, don't really see anything coming from that.
Yeah, we do have the +1 armor being researched on the bioforces at Rat's Hammy's engineering bay, and what do we have for Kifire?
Don't know +2 yet.
No, but he's got the storm being researched, and he's going to take his 3rd. Actually, Rat's Hammy's 3rd is just a little ahead of Kifire's, but if we take a look at the units tab, 59 probes to 52 SEVs. Taking mules into consideration, income's pretty even, maybe a little head in the Terran's favor right now.
Yeah, I mean, looking right now, the Protoss player does have 7 more harvesters, but looking at the actual numbers, it seems to be a little bit even, just about even. And actually a 4th base going down for the Protoss player as well. But look, another force coming out for Hammy. Still no ghosts out on the field yet. These units able to pick off a couple of medevacs trying to meet up. And the unit's going to stim forward. Guardian shield does go down. These Archons are going to be able to do some really good damage to these Terran forces, as those Archons have this really strong against biological extra. 39 damage total. So they will indeed 2-shot these Marines. So
yeah, and I think Rat's Hammy's really going to have to get the Ghost Academy. The Ghost Academy is up, but I don't see Ghosts in production yet.
Yeah, no upgrades either for the Ghost. No cloak, no Mobius reactor. That Mobius reactor is just as important as the fungal growth. Forgot what it's called, pathogen glands upgrade for the infestors, as it does allow the Ghost to come out with a full 50 energy, allowing them to be able to use EMP immediately, whereas if they only come out without it, they could only use snipe, which is still a good spell, but EMP is probably the more favored one in this matchup. But
yeah, and snipe
are now being put out.
And the snipe isn't going to be able to do anything against the Archons because they are no longer biological; they are psi, and you cannot snipe an Archon.
Yep, that's right.
It looks like we have a lot of Marines getting produced. 61 Marines on the field, 8 Marauders, 2 Ghosts with another 2 in production. Taking a look at Kifire's army, 6 High Templar. And let's see if we can get a look at how much energy some of these High Templar have. A lot of energy, 80 in the 80s and 70s, so definitely enough to get off a couple of psi storms.
Yeah, we do have a warp prism up at the north part of the map right now, looking to maybe set up a storm drop, but at the same time we have 2 medevacs full of Marines moving into the main base of Kifire. Going to be able to snipe out a pylon, maybe 2. And at the same time, it looks like the main army of Hammy is moving towards the front, so we're going to try and get Kifire off guard. Blink is done now, so those Stalkers are able to blink forward and take out most of those units, but at the same time, his front is going to be getting pushed, so he's going to be able to prepare to take care of this. And it does look like he is ready. Charge and Blink are both done. There's plenty of energy on the... Oh, and Storm goes down, and Arby is not ready for it. Really clutch Storm there for him. Kifire is warping in a couple of zealots to take care of that, falling back and forth, and going to be able to chase away this army. There's just not very many medevacs, and the health of these Marines is just so low. So he's
No, and
gotta
as
be...
Kifire gives chase, his Warp Prism is about to drop in the back. I think he was waiting for the speed upgrade to finish, because that is just flying all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, it does look like these two SCVs are going to get
Huge
destroyed.
storms!
Two storms go down, and it does look like he's only 11 workers killed. But still, you know, it still buys the mining time away. And yeah, unfortunately, we can't see how much energy those High Templar have while they're in the Warp Prism. But I would assume that they are ready for another storm very shortly. But these other High Templar here have plenty of storms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like 7 storms can be casted. You just got to be able to catch them without these ghosts in the way. And having these High Templar in the back of the army, storm goes down and able to storm on almost everything. And it does look like Kifire is going to be able to break this run of Hammy. So that the army supply is really in favor of Kifire. 90s at 40. And it does look like the units will crush the front. Medevacs getting feedback. And just units getting killed all over the place. Archon's being warped in. And I just don't think Hammy's going to be able to go. Hammy saying that he likes turtle.